Hi everyone, we're going to be talking about Paragon MLS today. So this is the multiple listing services that realtors use. So you'll see here I'm on my main page when I first log in. Here you'll see just really the purpose is to go to the quick links. Here is also where you can edit your profile. So anything you see here, you can actually edit here as well. This is also where you could edit your picture, that kind of thing. So here, and so if I go back home, these quick links, the ones you're going to be using the most is probably Paragon, which is directly to the MLS. Supra, which is going to be access to those lock boxes. Not every market has those, but that's what we have here in a lot of areas. Showing time is the system that we use to set up showings, provide feedback, that kind of thing. Then we've got our CRS public records. This is just our local tax information site. From here, I'm going to click Paragon to get into the MLS. So usually it pops up a message. I usually just close out of it. I can mark it as red so that way it kind of goes away. From here, this main page, I'm going to point out the biggest things here are the quick search over here and the market monitor over here. So these are going to be the two things that you use the most, and then also this power search bar up here as well. So to begin, this quick search is really exactly how it sounds. You have a quick search that you want to do. You don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of the features. You just want to do a quick rundown of what might be out there. So for example, you put your pricing in here. And of course I want all active properties, maybe 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Let's just say maybe I want a garage. If I hit this button here, it will give you all the features that you can actually have in that section. So here I could say, maybe I want an attached garage. Maybe you have a client really adamant on an attached garage. So you're going to save that, and you'll notice it comes up here, and it just has an abbreviation, to be honest. You'll notice here as well, if I were to click here, I can choose some other statuses. Otherwise, honestly, you can choose it just by typing it in. So if I just delete this and do it again, if I just hit all, it gives me all the options that start with all. So I can select all active. I can also select multiple, so I can say all again, and I can say all pending. I can say all again and say all closed, right? So depending on what you want to be searching here is what you're going to put there. So for now, I'm going to be looking at all active. We have area here in my market. Instead of going by townships or something like that, we have areas like sections of the city. So your market might not have that. Here you'll notice you can actually search by specific address. I don't use this to look for a specific address. If I have one home a client has sent me, I will always use the power search tool if I have the address, okay? So you're really not going to use this much for just looking up an address. You're going to be searching a list of homes in this section. So if I go down here, I'll see a few different things. I see count, I see clear, and search. So automatically you'll see it says 25 here. What this means is it automatically tells you how many results have resulted in what the criteria you have put in here. So you'll notice it's here at the top and at the bottom. It means the same, it's just at the top and the bottom. So it's whatever you prefer. So if I hit count, it'll count it again, and then once I hit search, it'll show me all my options. From there, I also want to show you a way to customize this quick search bar. You can notice I can drag it, so I can move where it is on my screen. And you do that by hovering over this until you see the 4 arrows. So it's kind of interesting that you can drag and move it. Another thing you can do is set up the fields or edit this. So if you hover over this little thing here, if you click on it, you're actually able to customize what kind of features are on this quick search. So right now you'll see over here is the side that actually has the automatic features. Whereas over here, it shows me some optional fields or some available fields that are not selected. So from here, let's just say I want to be in a specific county, maybe a specific elementary school. Maybe my clients have a preference on how many bathrooms, so I can do baths full. Maybe they have a preference on acreage or what level the primary bedroom is on. Maybe the lot size, you know, all different kinds of things that you could add to this widget. So even year built. So let's just say I wanted to add year built. I had a client that only wants homes built after 2020. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to say add. And what that does is you'll see it transferred over here. And if I hit apply, save as, it's going to refresh. Oh, it's going to, you could just hit save on that. It'll refresh. And now when I go down, I can see a year built here. So I can put 2020. So 20. So that brought my results down to 0, right? So maybe that'll make me think, okay, maybe I'll try 2018. Okay, still nothing. So 2000. See, yeah, this is the challenge that comes with adding that criteria. So anyway, this is really how you can look up your build. Now let's just say I want to change it back. I hit that widget again, go down to here, hit remove, and it puts it back over here to available fields and off of the selected fields. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And then you'll see the other one we use a lot is the market monitor. So this is really where you could watch the market. Okay, so it's telling me in the last 2 days, there's been 243 new properties newly listed on the market. 18 of them have expired. 152 people made price adjustments. Hot list, this is the whole list together in one number. Closed is obviously closed properties in the last 2 days. Pending, so all the properties that went under contract within the last 2 days. How many have had open houses scheduled? And how many are back on the market? The deal fell through. So I can change this based on days. So I'm going to change this to 1 and I'm going to hit refresh. And you'll notice my numbers have changed. Another thing you can do is search by your own info. You can search by your own office. So my own office had 3 new listings. I mean, 3 new listings. We have 57 total. We have 6 on the hot sheet. So either some came back on the market, price change, that kind of thing. And we have 34 active. So back to the market here. So if I want to view these properties, you'll notice that when I hover over the number, I'm actually able to click right on the number. So if I click that, it'll open a new tab. And you'll see it says Market Monitor on the tab. And now it shows me all the new properties that have been listed in the last 1 day. Okay, so it always usually does this from lowest to highest. And I can click on any of these in order to open that property up. Let's just say I clicked on this one. I double click on it. It opens up this specific listing, and then I can also navigate with these arrows to the very first one, to the very last one, to number 96, to number 98. And also if I want to go back to the list version of this, I hit the back button here, this red back button, and it'll take me back to my list. Okay. Now notice this gave me another tab. So if I click home, it takes me back home. If I click back to Market Monitor, it takes me back to Market Monitor. You can go back and forward on here, okay? So you won't lose your spot or what you're doing if you click into this. So just keep that in mind. And then of course, if I want to close it out, I hit this close tab button. Just think of this almost like this, where you have a tab of the internet open. It's the same thing when you're within the MLS. So just a tip there. So I'm going to exit out of this Market Monitor and back to our quick search. If I see I have 25 results, I'm going to go ahead and hit search. And you'll notice it opens a new tab with the quick search results, and I can search through these properties. From here, if I see one I like or multiple ones I like, I can click this one, this one, this one, or all of them. If I want to do all of them and send them to my client, I can hit this email button here. I always leave it on the collab link, to be honest, and then I do compose email, and then I send it to my client. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name in here, or my client's email address. Always attaches you. You can change the subject. I always say from Anna. And then from here, you'll notice it automatically creates a link for them, and then you can put your greeting, like, hi. So something like that. And then when you send this over, it'll look really professional. Oh, I need to update that. It'll look really professional, and also you'll get a copy as well. So when your client reaches out to you and says, "Oh, I like that one on with the green door," you know, you'll be able to look at which one they're talking about because it was also sent to your email. So I'm going to close out of this, but normally you would just hit send. Now let's just say I'm in a property and I want to go ahead. I'm going to be showing this property. I'm going to say schedule a showing here. Our market doesn't use this submit offer, but this is where you schedule a showing. From there, you'll click that. It'll open a new tab, and you'll notice the property information here, your information, and then you can. I usually want a text message, and then you'll say schedule a single showing, and then anytime you're blocked out for showings, you'll see this black. So that it looks like the next available spot is Monday the 18th at 4:15. So I would click that. I would say, yes, it's a showing, but you can also see that you can choose what kind of appointment it is. So if it's just you and you're doing agent preview, maybe it's an inspection you're scheduling, or maybe you're taking your client through again. But for now, let's pretend like this is our first time. And then we'll say, I usually do at least a 30-minute increment if it's one showing. If you're seeing multiple homes, I would do an hour. So we'll say 4:45. Oops. And then you can select the buyer if you'd like, but otherwise, once you're ready, you can go ahead and request the appointment, and it'll send the request off, and it'll also send you an email confirming that it has sent the request. If they're waiting on a confirmation, it'll just say, you know, not confirmed until it gets confirmed. You will get another notification saying it's been confirmed, and then you'll be able to click into the showing in order to see what the instructions are on how to get into the property. So from here, I'm going to go back to Paragon or the MLS, and here you'll notice a few things. Of course, I can email this property to my client, like I said. I can share it as a collab link, which is kind of the same thing. I can save it, like save a search. The search that I did, I can save it to a particular client. And the one that you're going to be using a lot is the print feature. So if you're going to show a property, you're going to want to print the MLS sheet to prepare yourself as far as having the information available. So I would say print plus. It's going to give you options. It's going to say, okay, I've selected all 25 of these listings, or maybe I just wanted this one listing. So make sure you have the right thing selected here. I do want it to be a PDF version. I do want the photos, but you could opt out of the photos here. And then you'll see that automatically it selects the agent full report, which is going to be the one that you want for your agent side. But of course, I want to take some flyers with me to provide for the client. So my go-to is the client. The client view one. And once you pick the one that you like, you would just say add. And if you're not sure what these look like, you have to add the reports, and then you can say print preview. And it'll give you a preview of what this looks like. So this is the agent side of things. And then when I scroll down, here's the client side of things. Normally your pictures would be uploaded here. And you'll notice that it just looks a little bit different. It doesn't have all the information. It just has your picture and your information. It looks more professional. Also shows them a map of where the property is. So this is something I hand out to my clients. So I can, I'm going to close out of that. And you'll notice a few things here. You'll notice the MLS number here in the corner, the address here, price, original. So this property particularly started at $125 and then reduced for $115. The other things I look for are the other features of the home, right? So square footage, year built, how many bedrooms, baths. As you scroll through here, you'll see some features. Agent remarks are very, very important. You want to make sure you're reading these in full. There's always great information here that you need to know as the showing agent. Of course, the public remarks. Some more features of the property, including acreage. We also have how much commission you are receiving, so compensation. How many DOM means days on market. We also see here when it was listed, who it's listed by, and if it's sold, this is where the selling information would be, like the contract date, closing date, what it sold for, that kind of thing. So if you're ever looking at a sold property, scroll right to the bottom to see that information. Now, if I scroll back up to the top, you'll see these icons here. So these ones, if I click on this D or show you, it's hovering over it and saying associated documents. This is where you're going to find property disclosures, flood-based paint disclosures, plat maps, surveys, inspections, that kind of thing, even HOA documents. So if I click on that, it's going to open up and show me I can open up this PDF as a property disclosure. So once I open that, take a look at it, even print it, and I'm done, I can hit the back button and go back to the listing. Here you'll see H. H stands for history. So history is, okay, when has this property been listed? What kind of things has been happening action-wise? You know, I can see that they withdrew it in the beginning of the year, put it back active, you know, and when they reduced the price originally. So they reduced the price back in August of 2023. So this is where you can just see a lot of really good information as far as history goes. It goes back to, even this one goes to 2017. So that's a great tool to just look at timelines and things like that to provide for your client. I never used this. Map is a great tool. If I click on this, it's going to open up a new map, and I can actually say aerial, and so I can zoom in on this property and really get a good idea of what this property looks like, the neighborhood, where it's at, what's around it. So use this tool when you have a client that is being, you know, they're particular, or maybe just want to kind of scope it out a little bit first. It's a great tool to use to see where the property, this particular property, is located. These are some CMA reports that you could quickly use to get an automatic or automated market analysis on a property. I don't really recommend these because I think it's important for us as agents to manually do our CMAs, but if you're in a hurry, great tool to lean on. The CRS data report, this is something that you click on in order to review the tax reports. So I'm going to click right on this, it's going to open a new tab, entirely different website, and it's going to be right on this property. So here I can see, oh, this is public information. I'm able to see the parcel information, current owner, school zone information, sales history, taxes, you know, mortgage history even. Here I can see assessor information. So this is really important when you're going to list a property to match what the assessor has. Here is where you're going to see flood zone information. So I can click on and go to the FEMA map actually. So from here I'm going to go back to Paragon. And so this tool is in our market. It's a really quick, easy tool to get to our tax reports for our 2 counties that we service. This is the CRS map property. Oh, this is a really great tool. If I use, let's see, the community reports, A lot of people don't know about this. If I hit the community reports, it opens a new tab up and it gives your client some insight on the area. So if they're not from this area and they're asking you some questions about it, you know, you can provide this report pretty easily. It's got a lot of really interesting information. You can talk about demographics in the area, income, that kind of thing, schools, like, you know, if they ask you how are the schools and you're not sure, this is a great tool to kind of get an idea of like what kind of scores and how well the school does. Environment is another one if they're moving from out of state. Quality of life, you know, how can I commute, you know, like some people really need to know that. So anyway, really great tool for community reports, especially for those people moving from out of the area into the area. So this is really the gist of what you're going to be using here. So from there, I'm going to exit out of here. Again, that's just my tab I'm able to cancel out of. Here you'll see a menu. Okay, so mine's adjusted to where I can, it's kind of fun. And you can do that actually in your preferences. So if I go to preferences and I go to, I believe it's like system or user, you can actually edit this into a couple fun, themes. And from here, you'll see, of course, I'm home right now. If I want to search for a property, I use this search bar. So I'm just going to go ahead and start typing in an address. And you'll notice that even if you don't have the full address yet, it will start giving you the options that come up. And I can click which one I want, and I'm going to click on this one. And this is, it's going to bring up this property and show me the information about it. So if you're ever looking for a particular property, the power search up here is the best way to do that. And you just need the MLS number or the address, and you should be able to find it. From there, your search tool here, if you don't want to use the quick search and you want to go ahead and use the residential, or maybe your client's looking for lots and acreage only, or maybe they are looking for multifamily or rental, that kind of thing. Most of the time, you're going to be using residential. So I'm going to click residential. It's going to open a new tab. It's going to give me my features that I'm able to come down and add in here. And again, it's going to give you a count over here on the right as far as how many options are actually showing up for you. So always just keep that in mind and adjust your features based on the count. If you're having a lot of results, I would kind of hone in on some features. Some main things here is adding status. So I'm going to say active. I'm going to say, of course, a price. How many bedrooms? How many baths? Maybe I want a certain amount of square footage. Maybe I want a certain area, or so I'm going to say Irmo. If I start typing it in, it will show up. If you're ever not sure, hit this magnifying glass and it's going to go ahead and give you a list of options for that field. So all these fields you'll notice have, except for some of these that you just plug in a number, but most of these fields have this here, and that's how you're able to kind of be like, oh, what do I put here? What can I put here? So if you're ever not sure, use this here as well. This tool for the mapping is great. This is kind of an extended class that I could do in the future. So let me know if you need some help using the map tool. It is something that a lot of people don't know how to use. So when I'm done here, if I hit run, so you'll see my results actually are 21. So that I'm happy with that. So I'm going to hit search, and it's going to give me all the results based in Irmo up to 400,000 with at least 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 1,500 square feet. So that's how you search. Of course, if you have any listings, this is where you add listings. I'm going to maybe do an additional video on how to upload listings. Do additional video on how to do a CMA, a market analysis, how to do your contacts, financials. You're not going to use too much. Tax, it's going to take you to any tax searching sites. Resources. This is where you're going to be able to find some specific reports like community reports and that kind of thing. And of course, preferences is going to be able to like edit your user information, your theme, your email signature. So I can hit this and upload. So this is where I could actually change my email signature. So just save that while I'm here. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm going to hit the X button. So this is really just a very quick summary of the MLS. Let me know what specifics you want me to go into for the next video. I think I'm going to do another one going into that mapping tool. I'm going to do another one to do a CMA report. And then also we are going to dive into showing time as well. Okay, so that's a rundown of the MLS. I appreciate you watching this video, and we'll see you next time.